Thank you for joining me this morning for some Silver Sneakers yoga. We are going to get started standing today. So I have a little wider stance with my feet, and we're just going to take a nice breath in, draw the hands up, exhale on the way down, nice and easy with our breath this morning. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and one more right overhead, working those shoulders and the upper back. And then from here we're going to move forward. So I'm going to lean a little bit forward, a little bend in the hips and the knees, reach out in front, and then I'm going to pull everything back and come upright. So I'm reaching forward a little bit, bend at the hips and the knees, and pulling everything back upright. So I'm drawing the navel into the spine as I round, and then lifting and coming tall, and never locking those knees out, always keeping a slight bend as we move through this fluid range. Last time forward here, and pulling everything back upright. And we're just going to go into shoulder circles here, one side and then the other, and I'm leaning into the legs and the hips a little, bending at the hips, bending at the knees. Very nice. And from here, bring that arm all the way around. So as we begin to reach behind us, we're opening through the heart, and that chest is coming open, and we're reaching, and a little twist working through the core and over to the other side. So a nice reach and twist and reach. One more for each side here, tightening the core, but definitely working through the whole body. And back to center. And with this wider stance, I'm turning the toes outward here. And I have my chair behind me if I need to, but I'm going to just squat down a little here, sending the bottom backwards and allowing the knees to follow the toes, but I'm not going out beyond the toes. And then I'm going to rise up and pull the elbows in, lift the chin, lift the heart, and send it out again, reaching over the toes, wide stance here, kind of heavy into the heels, and pull everything back upright and in, elbows behind, nice lift of the chin. Good, inhale and exhale it down, and we're going to move a little faster. So as we inhale, we're rising up, exhaling on the way down, and inhaling up, exhaling down. Wonderful. Last complete breath here. Inhale up, exhale down. And we're going to stay down low a little bit here. Challenge ourselves in this posture. Very nice. And rise up. And we're going to rotate our feet so we're both, the hips and the toes are facing the same direction. And we are facing one direction, and I'm going to push through the back heel. I can hold onto the chair for a little support here if I need it, but I'm pushing down through the back, and then I'm just going to hinge forward from my hips, hold onto the chair for a little balance, or maybe that front leg here as I'm dropping forward, stretching out the back of my front leg and maybe the Achilles tendon of the other leg, and rising back up. And then I'm going to bend that back knee, holding onto the chair. Nice balance challenge here if you'd like. Wonderful. And we're going to open that back toe around. And so now I have one toe facing forward, one toe facing out to the side. And I'm going to come into a nice warrior posture. So I'm in warrior 2, and I'm opening the hips to that side foot. And I'm going to bend that front knee. So just kind of gazing over that front arm, bending, and we're going to straighten. And I'm pushing my hip backwards here. And then I'm going to pull it forward as I bend that knee, shifting the hips and working through, straightening the leg. And we're going to rise up with one arm, drop that back arm, reaching up tall to the sky, nice stretch through this shoulder, those ribs, down to the hip. And pull that front elbow down towards the knee. I'm bending at the knee here, and I'm going to stretch overhead. Wonderful. Nicely done. Nice reach, stretching the other side of the body here, and coming back up. Easy, nice breath in, bringing the feet facing the same direction, hips are facing the same direction, drawing both arms out in front and reaching up high. Nice breath in. Warrior 1 as we bend that front knee again. And relax those arms down, taking it back together. And we're going to rotate over to the other side. So I'm turning my toes and my hips, keeping the feet where they were, and extending the arms out in front. And we're going to just gently push into the heels here. Draw the belly into the spine, and I'm folding forward. You can hold onto the chair for a little support here if you'd wish. We're stretching the back of the legs, pushing heavy into the heels. And rising up. And from here, we're going to bend that back leg. So now we're definitely stretching through that Achilles tendon in the back. And straightening the legs. And then we're going to rotate that back foot out again. And so we have one foot heading one direction, the other foot heading forward. And draw the arms out about shoulder height. Nice warrior 2 here, bending that front knee. Working the shoulders so we're staying steady up high with those arms, and we're going to drop that back arm and reach up through the front arm. And nice stretch for that shoulder, the ribs, down towards our hip a little here. And pulling everything forward so that forward elbow comes to the knee, and we're reaching overhead. Nice stretch. Wonderful job. And coming back here, arms are about shoulder height, and we're going to straighten the legs and bend that front knee and straighten. One more, bending that front knee and send that hip in the back. Wonderful. And turning both feet facing back forward, arms are forward, and when you're ready, rising up up with the arms, a nice lift here. Nice breath in. Bending at that front knee. And releasing, straightening, and just coming to your chair, bringing it behind you, and having a seat. Hi, Peanut. And when you're ready, come on over here. There you go. We are going to widen our stance here a little bit. And we're going to take a nice breath in, drawing the hands up. With our wider stance of our hips and knees, we're going to lean forward, allow the belly to fall forward, and just stretch out, allowing the arms to fall towards the floor, towards our shoes. Dropping the head here. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Stacking the vertebrae, pulling the navel to the spine. Coming up tall, shoulders back, eyes forward, and taking a nice breath in, drawing the hands up, and reaching forward. Nice stretch through that whole back, and lowering down towards the floor, dropping the head, dropping the arms. And stacking that vertebrae as we come tall, rolling up. One vertebrae at a time, and drawing the hands back up here. This time we're going to lean over to one side a little bit, get long through that shoulder. Nice stretch. Definitely reaching through those fingers, thinking about opening up that whole shoulder area. And coming back to center, over to the other side. Nice open shoulder, really pulling that shoulder kind of away from our back. And back to center, and pull it all down. And from here, Peanut. And from here, drawing the arms out in front, thumbs are forward, and we're going to hinge forward from the hips. So we want to reach out and keep a nice straight spine. I'm lowering my chin a little bit here because I want to keep my head and my neck vertebrae all in alignment. And I'm going to practice some breathing right here. So I'm drawing in a breath into the belly. And I'm going to let it all go. And then I'm going to rise up. Nice reach. And hinge forward again. We're working the strength of those shoulders and the upper back. Keeping nice, good, straight spine. And rising up and circling out and around. Very nice. And from here, I'm going to push into my toes, lift those heels a little. And as I'm lifting, I'm thinking about squeezing those calf muscles. And I'm going to push down through the heels and lift the toes, stretching the calf muscles out. And working the sides of the feet, we're going to roll to the side of our feet, stretching the ankle, allowing the knees and the feet to just fall kind of open here. And then inward, we're going to roll our feet to the arch, lifting the outside of our feet, stretching the ankle. And releasing, and from here, bringing the feet together. We're going to extend a heel down, toe up, and we're going to reach again right out in front, hovering over those toes. And rising up, and then we're going to wave from side to side. Add in our balance element here. We don't want to fall out of the chair, so we're really working the core as we wave from side to side. And coming back to center, reaching out in front, really thinking about stretching the entire back side of the body here and hovering over those toes as we pull the toes maybe towards our nose, pushing a little bit more into the heel. And relaxing the arm, rising up, and let's switch feet. Pushing through the other heel, taking a nice breath in and reaching out over those toes. Getting long through the backside here. And rising up, waving from side to side, working our core, strong through the abdomen. Challenging our balance as we lean from side to side a little bit. And coming back to center, reaching out, a nice stretch as we hover over, pushing into the heel, drawing those toes to the nose, stretching through from the Achilles tendon, maybe to the back of the knee, the back of the thigh, those hamstrings, all the way up that low back even. And bringing it in, rising up. Very nice. And sitting up tall, just allowing the feet to be restful for a moment, and we are going to bring the arms out shoulder height, and we're going to give ourselves a nice hug here as we round forward. We're pulling the belly to the spine, crossing one arm over the top, rounding, and we're going to open and get big and tall. Lift the arms out and cross the other arm over the top, rounding that spine. A really nice cat and cow here as we work our spine, pulling the navel in and lifting and opening, getting tall. Very nice. And we're going to bring the arms up overhead, form a nice circle overhead, working that side a little here, coming into a nice little moon position, side to side, challenging those shoulders, that upper back, the arms. We're doing lots of work here this morning. And one more each side, contracting some of our obliques and the abdomen. And last side here. Wonderful. Bring your circle down in front, and we're just going to add a little twist, relaxing those shoulders, but sitting up tall. From side to side, over to the other. And back to center. We're going to sit back in our chair and sitting up tall. Hi, Peanut. And we are just allowing the chair to help support us here, and Peanut too. And I see you. And we are just going to focus on that breath. Draw the breath into the abdomen, feeling the belly rise and fall with each breath. Maybe placing a hand on the abdomen, focusing on the rise with the inhale and the fall with the exhale. Next, we're going to bring that breath in deep still, but then begin to fill up our heart and lungs all the way to the back of the throat. So, drawing that breath in, really lifting and getting everything filled up to the back of the throat, and then letting it all fall. Continue to breathe in nice and deep, big through the heart and lungs, and letting it all go. Going according to how your breathing rhythm is. In through the nose, out through the nose. Very nice. And when you're ready, just taking a breath in with the arms up. Reach and wiggle those fingers up overhead. And exhale down. Wonderful. Bringing the hands to the heart. Taking a little bow. Namaste. I wish you well today, and I thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful afternoon, and drink some extra water today with the heat and humidity.